Okay, this is week 6. Week 6. This is the bonus game. Jaguars versus the Lions. And the reason why I'm doing the Jaguars again, because I had somebody hit me up and said, hey, why don't I go into more detail? Was it more details?
So, something like you ain't you ain't account the Jaguars talent or something.
I'm not counting for the Jaguars talent. So with that being said, I decided to go a little bit more in details. So I want to say this. If you want me to do more details on other teams, hit me up in the subscribe. Put the comments in. I do read them. And I will do what I have to do to let you know what you need to do, okay? So, how can the bonus game is Jacksonville against the Lions? How can the Jacksonville win this game and beat the Lions? So let me just go over this real quick so that you can understand your talents and skills on the Jaguars. So in the first game, you won. But you had 10 points on turnovers, 2 interceptions. So if you take those 10 points away, no, we're not going to do that. We're gonna leave you with that win. But the second game was 2 interceptions, 7 points on turnovers. You lost 30-33. So if I take the 7 points away, you would have won. Got it? Number 3, you lost that game 31-13. There's no coming back from that. That would have been just a simple loss. Because even though you had the 1 interception and the 1 fumble, they scored 7 points on that. Okay? So even if I take the 7 points off, there was still a loss there. So you still would have been, that's 2-1 you would have been. Now the 4th game, you lost 25-33. An interception and a missed field goal. Even if I give you the 3 points, you still would have lost that game. Because the interception they didn't get no points from that. So the 5th game, I wasn't able to get any data on. So, I could guess, but I'm not going to guess. So, we're going to leave it at that. Your problem is right here. Fumbles and sacks. Your quarterback is averaging 3.4 sacks per game. You're averaging 1 interception a game. You're averaging 1.2 fumbles per game. This is your weakness. Because your front line is not protecting your quarterback. Maybe you need to put a fullback back there to help protect them. I can't say. But you do have some good talent. I'm not saying you don't. You just need to know when to play and when not to play them. Here you go. You average 4.76 rushing right, 5 yards rushing left. Down the middle is 11.53. Passing to the down the middle. That's where you're strong at. You got to remember, you're only averaging 21.8 points per game. But you're giving up 29.4 points per game. The Lions are averaging 24.75 points per game. They give up 32 points. Okay? Last year, you were only averaging 18.75 points. So you have improved just a little bit. But you also improved a little bit because you were only giving up 24.8. The Lions was only averaging 21 points per game last year, and they were giving up 26.4. So they got a little worse. So what I'm saying to you is, in order to beat them, you see this run game here? They give up 5, 2, and 5, rushing right, middle, and left. I would run on them once I established my lead. And I'm going to say this for you. 14. Y'all got to do better. Because the one thing about the Lions is they jump off to an early lead and they forget that they have to play 2 or 3 more quarters. That's where you can capitalize on them. They also give up a lot of yards in the middle. If you look at this, rushing, passing right middle and passing to the left, almost 12 yards. I would go down the middle on them each and every time. You pick up the 12 yards first down, keep the clock going. I would run on them. Right here, rushing right to your rushing left. They give up the yards there. I would take a full advantage of this if you want to beat the Lions this Sunday. So what can the Lions do to beat y'all? Okay, well, the Lions only average about 4 yards rushing left, middle, and right. But they have a strong passing down the middle, 14 yards per carry. But their weakness is this. They average 3 sacks per game, 1 interception per game, 0.25 fumbles per game. So they do hold on to the ball very well. You, on the other hand, you're giving up too much yardage on the left and the right side. You got to clean this up. So I don't know who your corners are or your outside linemen are. This has got to be fixed. Right here, 12. That's again the corner or maybe your safety. 12 yards. Passing down to the right. 11 and a half down the middle. 11 and a half down the left. They're giving up too much yards here. You're not even going after the quarterback because you're only averaging 1 sack per game. 1.2 interception per game. You get it, but you barely turn it into points. Here, they're going to give you all of this. You need to take advantage of this. Their DBs, or I should say their front line, is allowing them to get in there to get them. So your outside lineman or middle lineman should get in there and take advantage of getting these sacks. And taking the point, taking the sacks, the fumbles, or the interception, and turning them into points. You got to do something. I mean, I can't talk until I'm blue in the face. The Lions, your first game, you lost. You were leading at third quarter, 23-6. You missed a field goal and an interception off of 7 points. And you could have won that game. The second game, you were leading 14-3 after the first quarter. Missed field goal. You wouldn't have came back anyway. You got your butt whooped in the second game. Third game, you won. Again, you had a 17-13 lead at halftime. But you didn't blow it this time. The fourth game, you lost. So, the first quarter, you was leading 14-7. You threw an interception, 7 points off the interception. So, 35-29 minus that 7, you could have won that game. But, again, you just like them, the Jaguars. Y'all lose the game unexpectedly because you forgot that there's a third and a fourth quarter that needs to be played. This game is not about winning quarters. It's about once the last whistle is blown and the game is over with, they tally up the score from each block and whoever got the most points wins. So you don't stop playing the game because you are ahead. You got to keep playing the game until you hear the last whistle blown and the referee says that's it. Game is over with. So with that being said, and I hate to do this, but everything is against y'all. I have the Lions winning by 2. Now maybe you can change that by getting all these sacks and fumbles and interception and turning them into positive points. But right now, it's 24-22 favor of the Lions. With that being said.